Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we go ahead, I just want to say that things that gets mentioned in this video, these are just theories and some of this may not even be true. But today, we're going to be talking about one of the most unexpected criminal masterminds in all of Skyrim. No, I am not talking about a Daedric prince, not even a Dark Brotherhood assassin, or even Maven Blackbriar herself. No, we're going to be talking about Ysolda. Yes, that Ysolda, the polite soft-spoken Nordwoman that most of us players do actually end up marrying. The one that is wandering around Whiterun, talking about trading caravans and asks for a Mammoth Tusk. Because beneath that friendly smile may lie one of the most convincing drug operations in the entire province. So let's go ahead and talk about why Ysolda might secretly be a drug dealer, specifically with the Sleeping Tree Sap, which is classed as a narcotic, but apparently I'm also told that it is a legal drug in Skyrim, and it is also very valuable. First, let's look at her official story. Ysolda claims that she wants to become a successful merchant. She dreams of running a trading business, maybe even replacing the Khajiit Caravans one day. Now to me, that sounds pretty harmless, right? Except there is a problem. She has no shop, no stall, no visible inventory. Yet she somehow has money, connections, and influence far beyond what she should even have. Even when the player marries her, she gives us a cut of her earnings, but there is still no visible proof that she is selling anything anywhere. So where exactly is her income coming from? Now that I've tickled you with quite many questions, let's go right back to when we first start talking to her. Let's talk about the Mammoth Tusk. Early in the game, Ysolda asks the Dragonborn to bring her one. She claims it's for business purposes, but here's what's strange. Mammoth Tusks aren't really a normal thing to trade unless the player is selling it just to loosen their load, because what else are you going to do with it? But they are valuable to the Khajiit Caravans, the same caravans known across Skyrim for dealing in, you've guessed it, no, I'm not talking about an abundance of random items, even though I've brought some things from there before that I actually used and did like. We are talking about skooma. And when you're talking about skooma, of course, we're going to discuss moon sugar, which does lead on to something very interesting. So this got me thinking, could this be how her drug trade actually expands? By giving the Khajiit Caravans the Mammoth Tusks, and in return they're going to sell her stuff on to the other towns in Skyrim? I don't really know. It's just an interesting thought. There are other things that actually back up evidence that Ysolda has quite the connection with the Khajiits, because she is one of the only non-Khajiit NPCs in Whiterun who regularly interacts with the Khajiit Caravans. While most Nords treat them with suspicion, Ysolda is actually actively seeking them out and to learn from them, want to trade with them. She speaks very positively about them. She also wants to join in their trade routes, and she wants access to their supply chains. And in Skyrim, if you're talking about Khajiit trade routes, you can damn guarantee drugs are somewhere nearby. It's just an interesting thing why she specifically wants to have such a strong connection with the Khajiits. Is there not other trades in Skyrim that she can sort of get involved with if she's wanted to build a legitimate business? I don't think so. As we mentioned before about marrying Ysolda, when you do marry her, she opens a shop. And you know what kind of shop it is? A general goods store. The perfect cover business, right? Selling small items, easy inventory excuses, cash-based transactions. Exactly the kind of place where illegal goods could quietly pass through without anyone asking any questions. But ask yourself this, where exactly is this shop? Where is she selling this stuff? She's just roaming around the player home. Obviously, God knows what she's doing when we're off on our adventures. She could be sneaking out, doing a few sneaky trades here and there. Nobody actually knows. Now here's to something that I didn't know for quite some time, and I've been playing Skyrim ever since this game got released in 2011. Now to some, giving Ysolda that Mammoth Tusk is the end of that miscellaneous quest from her, but it actually isn't, because there is further interactions you can have with her. I know what you're thinking, right? What? This can't be true, but it is. This is something that no quest can help you find. The only way to find this additional interaction is to actually go out and explore. Because if you head over to the Sleeping Tree camp and make your way inside the cave, first off, when you get inside, you're going to have to deal with a giant that lives in there, because they are not going to be too happy when you get close. Once you have managed to dispose of it, you're going to find a body. This is the body of Ulag, who on closer inspection has a letter from Ysolda. This is what it reads. Don't try to stiff me on this deal, Ulag. I can talk the Khajiit Caravans into a better price than you'd be able to, and the guards are still looking for you after that little skoomer incident. Just bring the sap to me in Whiterun, like we discussed. Ysolda. There is one raging question that I'm left with that letter. I mean, there's a bunch of things that's going on in there, but what is that skoomer incident? I kind of really want to know. Now, as we mentioned before, Ysolda seems like a nice and polite, but is it me or does that letter seem just a little bit threatening to you? It does make you wonder what is truly going on here. But once you have this letter, another miscellaneous quest is going to pop up, and it basically mentions that we need to go and speak to her. So when you actually do go back to Ysolda and question her about it, this is what she's going to say.
Once I've made enough money Did you? So Ulag didn't make it past those giants then. More's the pity. If you found any of the sap, I'd be willing to pay you the same cut I offered him. Better price than you're likely to find otherwise.
Yes, you heard that correct. She wants us, the Dragonborn, to find more sap and sell it to only her, as she is claiming that she's the only one who's going to give us the best price for it. To me, it really seems like she wants it all, but for what exactly? To sell it to the Khajiit Caravans to get a better relationship with them? I think not. She wants it all to herself, to keep her supply full, to sell on to all those loyal customers and get rich quick, to then create her own trade empire. Now, wouldn't that be pretty interesting to see? So what's the theory? Ysolda isn't some innocent dreamer. She's an aspiring entrepreneur who realized something very important. Honest trade in Skyrim is pretty slow, but Sleeping Tree Sap does make you rich fast. So she builds relationships with the Khajiits to help push out her trade, keeps a friendly public image so nobody would suspect her of her secret criminal life. A perfect operation hiding in plain sight, as nobody's gonna suspect her. I played this game for years before I started realizing this. And the most terrifying part? If this theory is true, then the sweetest, politest woman in Whiterun might actually be one of the most successful criminals in the entire province, right under Jarl Balgruuf's nose. That would be pretty impressive. But what do you think? Is Ysolda just an ambitious merchant with big dreams? Or is she Skyrim's most overlooked Sleeping Tree Sap queen? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Elder Scrolls conspiracy lore, let me know your theories on Ysolda. Is she truly a criminal mastermind? Or is this something that myself and many others are just way overlooking, and she just generally is this lovely person selling goods to the people of Skyrim? I'll see you in the next one.